week, and that can be a trial run for the Ashes. It's going to be wonderful. Wonderful.
Send me your playlist. Edged, turned Hamid around. Worrell is down there at deep third, so it's only a single. Hard work for Hamid and McCann, who's yet to score. 14 for 1.
I think the last gig I went to was
just a reminder where that lead has been clipped to 1 again now. They extended it by 3 yesterday, but Notts have taken full bowling points today, so 189, 188 couldn't be tighter at the top of the table. You were saying that gig?
The last gig I went to, Bangkok and Hayes. There's some 4 lads with guitars from the north.
Okay.
Clubs are good, and
Where was the gig?
the gig was in Camden. All very trendy.
Runs here. Wide ball from Worrell, and Hamid goes after it, as he should. You get an opportunity to score, you have to take them, and he's into double figures.
Bit of width on offer from Dan Worrell. Hamid lays into it and picks up a boundary. No, I think I'd be pretty confident you could get around some of the Ks. I showed it to our colleague Rory Dollard, who's of course a big, with the Press Association, a big Bruce Springsteen fan, and he enjoyed it greatly.
Okay.
So that's a better character witness than I am.
Would you say 4 lads from Manchester or the north?
The north, I believe. Let me double check. Merseyside.
Okay.
I'm not sure, is that okay?
No, it's fine.
And even better, they won the Breakthrough Actor of the Year Award at the inaugural Northern Music Awards.
Okay. McCann will be eager to get off the mark. He's faced 7 balls, hasn't managed to do so yet. He's not had much to hit, if truth be told. Generally, Surrey's opening bowlers have been on point here. They've been very accurate, probing. To get through this one, maybe the next, and you might get to a change. Still not off the mark. Worrell does well, gets a left hand to a firm straight drive.
10 balls without scoring 4. I can't say I remember a particularly loose delivery he's missed out on.
Yeah, they're putting him under pressure. Worrell just puts square leg back on the boundary edge. Third man goes a bit finer. And finally, Freddie McCann gets off the mark. Slips at the non-striker's end, but he is up and running, 20 for 1.
Good test this for a young player, just making an impact in the game. Up against Gus Atkinson on a pitch that's just doing enough, doing a bit. Sometimes doing a whole lot. Really impressive, I thought, in the first innings.
He's had a really impressive season. He's 20 years old, batting at 3 for Nottinghamshire, averaging 40 in the Championship this year, 3 first-class hundreds to his name already.
Yeah, sets up nicely, doesn't he? I mean, the one thing Gus Atkinson will be trying to do here is get him across the crease. Bowl at the pads, bowl at that top of off-stump line, but his alignment's very good. Doesn't get too far across.
What have you made of conditions? It's 2:35. We've got 48 overs left in the day. We've already seen 10 wickets.
Not quite where he intended, but it'll do. A little bit of width that he seizes upon there. Good question. I had a look at the pitch this morning, and it was the first time I'd seen the dents, really, from yesterday. Tiny little bruises that I think the groundsman calls them. And you just wonder how much they're having an influence now. I think some of the extravagant movement is that. But the impact that has on you as a batter is, well, it's down to your mindset, really. It can make you play rash shots, make you play at balls you don't need to play at. I mean, you've seen more cricket here than me recently. I mean, do you think the heavy roller's going to roll those out? Do you think they're going to play a significant role in the next day or so?
The pattern of games here typically is that we see day ones here very similar to what we saw yesterday, where the team batting first scores around 200 to 250. Then typically we tend to say that day 2 is the best day to bat.
Great stop, excellent stop. That was hit hard.
But it's been different this season in that the pitch has tended to deaden as the game goes on, where by day 4 it can be quite difficult not just to take wickets but also to score runs. A combination of that and a bit of weather has meant that we haven't had too many results here this season, just 2 results from 6 games so far. But we've certainly not seen anything as lively on day 2 as we've seen here today.
Expertly done. That wasn't easy. Very meticulous. Nasib Hamid, 25 for 1 from 10.
So when you see marks in the pitch like that, do they tend to stay there for a whole game, or?
Well, the heavy roll has been on through every time there's been a break in innings. First thing in the morning, the heavy roll has been on. Everybody can see it. You know, it's clear as day. So both batting units are trying to rid that as much as possible with the heavy roller. It's having a minimal effect, I think. I was personally interested just to see how it would play out first half an hour here. I mean, 1 or 2 balls have been pretty extravagant, but not a huge amount. And that then determines how you might play. I mean, if it becomes a bit of a lottery, which it hasn't got to that point by any means right now, then you can play normally. Which I think is what they're trying to do, and try and build themselves a really handy lead.
Yeah,
It's not like when there are cracks. You know, when the cracks in the game goes on and the heavy roller goes on, you know the cracks are getting bigger and you know they're going to have more impact as the game goes on. Nicely played. He looks very solid in defence, doesn't he?
Very, very compact. I saw him in a one-day cup game at Guildford last year when he was still a teenager, and he really stood out on that day. Not just compact, but when he wants to, he can really go up through the gears too. amazing for a county to be challenging for the title and one of your new additions to be a academy product like Freddie McCann. Feels like counties across the country actually are showing a bit more faith in youth, particularly in the batting department. You look at McCann here, Ben McKinney's also just 20 years old, he's played a lot of cricket and done well for Durham. Warwickshire started the season with young Hamza Sheikh, just 18, batting 3.
Yeah, that to me is a fine balance. You're absolutely right. You want to encourage the youngsters to come in, but you want to feel like the youngsters have deserved the right to come in as well. Can't just give them and hand them a place. Excellent bowling. Can't just give them a place because they're young. You can't just exclude someone from the 11 because you want to play younger.
Tong doesn't like to take that new ball straight away, but obviously it's what, we're into the 17th over now. I would definitely go Tong now. Hold Hutton, maybe bring Hutton this end, Dillington a few, and then swap him round.
Better line. Law's in behind it.
But you played a lot of Test cricket here and a lot of county cricket here. You can just see how much these wickets have changed here. Very much straw coloured through our period, and now they've completely changed.
They used to be white and hard. They start the Surrey way in the last 3 or 4 years, with all their success, has been to play on slightly greener pitches at the start and back a strong seam attack.
I think we turned up once for a Test match against Sri Lanka on the Tuesday when it looked very green, but unfortunately, Michael, on the Thursday wasn't as green.
That was tailor-made for Morley, although I remember all of us being absolutely gobsmacked when Ranatunga won the toss and bowled first.
Yeah.
It proved to be a masterstroke because it gave Morley a long rest in between bowling stints, really.
What did he get, 15 in the game, was it, I think? 16.
16.
I think he got me twice. Did he get you?
Well, funnily enough, that was a game I missed. It was
you?
the first game I'd missed for a long time with a back injury.
John Crawley, I think, did he get runs? Did
Yeah,
he get 100?
he did. He got 100.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it will be Tong from the pavilion end, round the wicket, and how he bowls so excellently at left-handers. Came back into England's Test team, started the series against India, came back into the team at the end. He was a bit wayward, wasn't he? Looked like he was short of bowling, but got better through that game. He's got the kind of action that it's an unusual action because he comes so far beyond the perpendicular. Not everything's in straight lines, so if it's a little bit out of sync,
Yeah, you're right about arms. It is pivotal for a bowler to make sure that the arms are in as much of a stable position as you can do when you're in that coil and going back. When they're all over the place, sometimes only slightly you've got to be out, and that's when you lose your radar.